Sadhana is an ancient Sanskrit word that refers to the practices and techniques or activities that lead to spiritual realization, such as meditation, yoga, qigong, or any consistent, focused activity or effort intended for realization. Occasionally, in human history, a new innovation arises, a technique or practice that creates effective conditions of no escape for the egoic mind. Here we'd like to share with you a relatively new innovation that is one of the most powerful methods on the planet today. The dyad process is a sacred mirror, as two individuals sit in silence, not to fix or teach, but to listen and communicate with the whole being. The witness says, "Tell me who you are."
Tell me who you are.
The one inquiring turns inward, not towards ideas, but toward the direct experience of being. It is not a conversation, it is communion. When we inquire into the true self, what we see first is the false self. The clearing process begins, and all of the unconscious stories, beliefs, samskaras, or conditioned patterns come to the surface to be witnessed without reaction. As the process unfolds, the mind is prepared for awakening through single-pointedness and deep surrender, and a sort of sensory clarity is realized. That which cannot be spoken begins to shine through between the words, whispered across the silence, between two hearts. At the Samadhi Center and in the Awaken the World initiative, I've explored a lot of different techniques over the years and found that the most effective technique for specifically bringing about Kensho in the most expedient way is this dyad technique from Charles Berner. Charles Berner combined you could say the rigor of the Zen tradition, the Zen sesshin, where they do these really rigorous periods of Zen meditation. In Zen, they do work with koans. You know, the most famous koan is "Who am I?" He combined the "Who am I" koan with the self-inquiry that comes from Vedanta teachers like Ramana Maharshi, with the dyad technique that is utilized in modern psychology. So he brought these worlds together and created this dyad process. There's an intensity of this technique that is very difficult to achieve in traditional meditation practices. The goal for a dyad and the goal for self-inquiry in general is to awaken to our true nature. So you could say the goal is to find out who we are, the true self beyond name and form. My favorite teacher, Dogen, said meditation is the dropping off of mind and body. And it's the same thing that happens in self-inquiry. You know, there's a dropping off of mind and body, and who remains? You know, when mind and body have dropped off, who is it that remains?
I found that these dyads are the most powerful experience that I've ever seen for people awakening right before my eyes. And even in my own experience, I found the dyads to verify where I was on my own path. And I could see immediately if I was speaking from the person or if I was speaking from the I of my true nature.